Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. Don't adjust your screen. I'm just thinking right now. I've got writer's block, which I'd much rather have than writer's cramp. I can't seem to get past it. What am I going to do this video on? How about 10 tips to overcome writer's block? How's that sound? Because see, I've got a list that was submitted by Amir Ermani, and he says that he's been experiencing writer's block for the past few days, and he decided to submit this list on how he came to recover from the issue of being blocked mentally from writing. And even though I'm not writing this, I'm speaking it, I think you understand what we're going for. Number 1, don't force yourself to write. Pretty simple. Step away from the computer for a day or so and just ease your mind. It'll release tension and allow your ideas to flow more freely. Note, if you can't step away from the computer because of business reasons, etc., don't just blog or try to write anything besides email and such. And I suppose the same thing could be said for videos as well. If you've got nothing to say, then why would you bother pressing the record button, which I realize would eliminate 99.7% of the YouTube videos out there, if that was the case. Number 2, go outside. Yes, even for the great indoorsman, that is a possibility. Go for a walk, hike, bike ride, or anything outdoors, maybe even with a friend, if you have a friend that you can take along with you. It's a different concept that many geeks out there would understand, but it really does help. This is what Amir says. Putting yourself into a new environment gives yourself some time to change perspective. Number 3, turn on the TV or the radio. It helps a fair amount. TV shows and radio stations can not only give you ideas, but change the way you perceive certain topics or subjects, ergo leading to an eventual blog post, which can get things started for you. So just look elsewhere for ideas. It's a good idea. I would never have thought about that. I probably would have done it, but wouldn't have thought about doing it. I just would have done it anyway. Next point he makes is reading other blogs. Surf the internet and find some quality content to read. Gives you an idea of what other people are talking about these days. Not only are you helping yourself, but you're helping support a blogger and their community. Note, only try to do this if you've already completed step 1 and cleared your mind. I guess that's important, at least to Amir. Next point, if you haven't already, sign up for a news aggregator service like Google Reader, and that would allow you to subscribe to blogs or anything that has a feed, like my blog, chris.pirillo.com, the blogs on geeks.pirillo.com. Heck, you can even subscribe by way of RSS to YouTube channels if you didn't already know that. So save yourself the legwork and let all the news you want come to you with a news aggregator. Number 6, blog about your day. Let's go back to the basics and start simple. Instead of writing a heavy, opinionated, or lengthy post, try something very mundane. Think of this as an online journal. Well, that's kind of what a blog can be. Odds are not a whole lot of people will want to read the blog post about what you did that day. That's kind of what Twitter's for. But this will help you quite a bit by allowing you to get back into the idea of writing. Getting your consistency back is a big part of recovering from writer's block. Point number 7, turn your blog into a photo blog for a couple days. And I've done that. If I didn't really know what I wanted to write about, I would, post an image. It would take an image sometimes now with my iPhone and then upload it by way of PixelPipe so it gets sneezed out to Flickr and Geeks and Twitter and all that. Did you guys see that, by the way? Let me give you some inspiration just to show you here. I'm going to go over to, if I can control this computer the right way, Flickr.com, and that's going to take me to my account, in theory. Go to my photo stream, and this is the photo that I uploaded. Can you see that? Here, let me see if I can make it bigger for you. I took a picture here of can you see that? Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? It's a close-up of something there, and then I asked all my viewers and followers, hey, what is this? And I let them answer it, and the correct answer for it is peach. It was a close-up on a peach. So sometimes uploading photos can be fun, especially if they're close-up of something and then you have your viewers guess what something is. In fact, I thought about turning that into a regular thing, but the problem is I'm not always feeling that creative. No matter, it's a good idea. It may not work for everybody, though, he notes. But for some, it makes things easier. Taking photos, going on photo walks can revive the imagination and get you back into the writing mood. It can change your perspective on things as well, he notes, leading you to be able to turn your photos into blog posts. Number 8, don't let that empty page or field intimidate you. Start small with your posts, then increase the length over time. A large part of recovering is to know and respect your limits when it comes to writing. This tip doesn't just apply to writer's block. You may have trouble with other things that require you to understand your limits. Number 9, ask, ask, ask. He says it 3 times, so apparently you have to ask at least 3 times. Quite often, questions can be more powerful than answers. If you belong to an online community, and hopefully you do, there are many of them out there, which he says you probably do as well. Remember, you're not the only one who can experience writer's block. Unless you're a mega superior and output ideas in every topic or discussion, assuming you're not human, you're going to have to ask your community, or at least participate. Get the ideas flowing with other people. Facing writer's block can be as easy as hard as you make it. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but he says it's your choice. And the last tip he has, you want to write something, anything, write down top 10 tips on how you think or recovered from writer's block. I think he did it. He wrote a piece on writer's block. It was very, this was like, an infinite loop. It was very recursive here. He says, as a bonus tip, trust yourself. And I think it's a good way to end it there. Don't just trust what goes onto the page. Trust what is capable, or what you are capable of, and what you can write. Self-confidence is one of the best medicines you can get, aside from laughter, of course. So Amir, thank you so much for sharing how you overcame writer's block. Of course, we're always interested in hearing tip lists about anything, really, especially if it relates to technology or the internet or whatever, because that's kind of what we do. Who's we? Well, us, here, right? We've got this community. Geeks.Pirillo.com. We're on YouTube. I'm youtube.com/Lockernum. Twitter.com/Chris Pirillo. My email address, where you can submit those lists, chris@Pirillo.com. And then, of course, this live video feed that's got the chat room integrated right here. Make it nice and convenient. As I'm streaming the live video out there, we've got the community that's actually participating. I'm almost afraid to see what they were writing as I was doing this video, but that's half the fun. And that's all I have to say about that. We're typically talking tech 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right here at live.Pirillo.com. We'll see you later.